people as a human right. 4 years ago when I came to Colorado and I talked about Medicare for all, the establishment politicians and the establishment media said that's not what the American people want. Well, I think that is exactly what the American people want. What every single poll that I have seen in the last several months tells me. The American people understand that it is totally absurd, totally stupid, that we are spending twice as much per person on health care while 87 million Americans are uninsured or underinsured. That it is criminal, and I use the word criminal, that 30,000 Americans die each year because they don't get to a doctor on time. That it is barbaric that 500,000 people go bankrupt every year because of medical bills. We need a healthcare system which is not designed to make $100 billion a year for the healthcare industry. We need a healthcare system which guarantees healthcare to every man, woman, and child as a human right. When we talk about the needs of the American people, let us understand that we need radical changes in the way we do education in this country, from child care to graduate school. 4 years ago, I made the point that we have to rethink free public education and go beyond K through 12. 4 years ago, that appeared to be a radical idea, ain't so radical today. All over this country, states and cities are moving to make public colleges and universities tuition free. And I'll tell you what else we have got to do. We have got to cancel all student debt in this country. If this country and the U.S. Congress, against my vote, could bail out the crooks on Wall Street whose greed and illegal behavior nearly destroyed our economy, if we could give well over $1 trillion in tax breaks to the 1% and profitable corporations, yes, we can cancel all student debt. And we do that by imposing a very modest tax on Wall Street speculation. We bailed them out. It's now their time to help the working families of this country. We have a president who believes that climate change is a hoax. Well, I believe that Donald Trump is a hoax. Talking now about scientists telling us that not only is climate change real, not only is it already causing devastating problems in our country and around the world, but if we do not get our act together and aggressively go forward in transforming our energy system away from fossil fuel to energy efficiency and sustainable energy. What they tell us is that within the next 11 years, the damage done to our country and other countries will be irreparable, unable to be repaired. We have a moral responsibility to make certain that we leave this planet in a way that is healthy and habitable for our kids and future generations. Tell you that I have recently introduced a proposal which is the most aggressive and far-reaching climate change proposal ever introduced by any presidential candidate. That's what it is. That's exactly what it is. Now, I am told by my opponents, and I'm told by people who represent the fossil fuel industry, that our proposal is expensive. And you know what? It is expensive. But what is the alternative? We will not and we cannot sit back and allow this planet to be destroyed. And if we listen to the scientists, we understand, and we all just saw what happened in the Bahamas. The destruction there, the incredible destruction. We saw what happened recently, a year ago in Puerto Rico. We must act and act aggressively, or else we will see more drought, more famine, more rising sea levels, more floods, more ocean acidification, more extreme weather disturbances, more disease, more suffering, more human death. The scientists have told us, and unlike the current occupant of the White House, I actually believe in science. The scientists have told us that the cost of inaction on climate will put the entire planet and life as we know it on Earth in serious jeopardy. What they have told us is that if we do not act aggressively, hundreds of thousands of people will die each and every year from malnutrition, from heat stress, from malaria, and from other diseases. What they have told us is if we do not act aggressively, over 100 billion people throughout the world will be thrown into extreme poverty. What they have told us is if we do nothing, climate change could result in the mass migration and displacement of more than 140 million people in Latin America, South Asia, and Sub-Saharan Africa by 2050. In fact, in 2018 alone, some 840,000 people in Guatemala experienced extreme food shortages because of drought-related crop failures, forcing families to choose between starvation and migration. According to a recent report, 500 million people throughout the world already live in places that are turning into a desert, where the soil is being lost up to 100 times faster than it is forming. If we do nothing, the CIA and the other intelligence agencies throughout the world have warned that the effect of heat waves, droughts, and floods substantially increases the risk of war, national security issue, because people all over the world, when they don't have arable land to grow their crops, when they don't have water to drink, they're going to migrate into other people's territory, causing national security crises. Brothers and sisters, we are facing one of